Chronicles of a Bus Driver. So one afternoon, this little girl comes up to the front and she said, "Hey, Mr. Thomas, tomorrow." Well, she said on Friday, I get to say hell no. Now it was Thursday afternoon, so Friday was the next day. I said, "What?" She said, "On Friday I get to say hell no." I'm like, "Am I hearing her right?" I said, "Say that again." She said, "On Friday I get to say hell no." I said, "Who told you that?" She said, "My mom and my stepdaddy." I said, "Okay, well, don't say that on the bus. Just say that around the house." But like I said, she's in the first grade. See, they starting off early. That hell no gonna change to a F bomb. Next thing you know, she's gonna be saying the N word. In this, in that, in. So so about 2 weeks ago, she said, "Hey, Mr. Thomas, do you drive Shaquita to Carroll Middle School?" I said, "Who?" She said, "Shaquita." I said, "Well, I'll be damn. That sibling." Now I see the resemblance. I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, how is she on the bus?" I said, "She'd be bad. Tell your parents she's bad." And she did. So, every now and then I say, "Make sure you tell your parents your sister was bad." But Shaquita's the one who just about every sentence she start off with the N word, in this, in that, in. And I'm like, God damn, you don't know any other motherfucking words? Why you got to always say that word? But nah, I ain't say that, but I want to. But it used to be, well, somebody told me that if they say the Nigga, the guh, it's acceptable because that's where they talk. But if they said the ger, GER, then that's fighting words. But I don't think they should be saying that at all. But they say nigga this, nigga that. Oh, let me set the record straight. I don't say the word at all because see the N is solid. Now I say igga. See the N is solid or igger. But as far as saying the N word, no, I don't say it because it's not in my vocabulary, and I don't want you Negroes getting all bent out of shape by me saying it. But anyway, it used to be like only blacks could say it. Now the Hispanics say it, everybody say it. And or I remember in the late '90s and early 2000s, they said my nooka, or might say my nick, my N. But anyway, so kids nowadays, that's how they talk. But like I said, this little girl, she's starting off early. But anyway, I said, well, you saying it wrong, Instead of saying hell no, you gotta say hell no, motherfucker. Gotta drag it out like that. Hell no. But nah, I didn't say that. I wouldn't do a thing like that because I'm a professional. I'm a professional driver. And besides, I haven't used profane language since June the 8th, 2018. She's not in my vocabulary. But her parents told her, she could say hell no on a Friday. So I guess that made her day. But just another day in the life of a bus driver. Like, hell no.